cameras that emit ultraviolet light. These reflective markers reflect ultraviolet light, and so what the cameras are actually seeing is only the points where these little balls are on the various joints of the body. Capture that data and then apply that to the actual bone structure of Cabman, so that when Marcus lifts his arm up, that elbow marker rises up in the air, and then that same data will be transferred to Cabman, and then his arm would rise up in the air. So it's simple in concept, but it's fairly complicated in the way it actually works, because you have to sync all your cameras together, and they have to be all calibrated at the same space, and individually they're each taking a two-dimensional picture, but then that has to get put together into a three-dimensional marker set that actually gets applied to the character. So it ends up being a fairly involved process, but the suit's good, and I think Marcus wants to get one for himself because he likes it so much. The suits come in all different sizes, but this is the same suit, and the same company makes this suit, would be the one making it for Gollum, for Lord of the Rings, or the different types of various video games, EA Sports and all that. They dress them up in this exact suits, and that's how they do it, is all optical motion capture. After we've captured the data into the computer, we get a 3D representation of that data. The first thing that I do is I'll put sort of a generic character on it. We call them, this is an actor versus being a character. Cabman would be a character, this is just a generic actor. After you've smoothed out the data and you can see it working on your timeline in real time, after it's all fixed, then it's just a matter of loading in Cabman into here, and I can go ahead and merge him in. I'll merge in the Cabman. So the next step then is just to tell the computer to drive Cabman from the marker data, while the movement of the character is controlled through internal bone structures that we've placed in him. The facial expressions are actually more as if someone just sort of grabbed part of the face and twisted it or moved it. So it's controlled a little bit differently. Come on. Here's a shot where on the diving board, Cabman's fighting the Blue Devil, and the first thing he does is he jumps back from a swing, then he ducks underneath the swing, and then he brings an uppercut and hits the Blue Devil. So here's that data applied to the Cavalier. That's pretty much it. Then we just tell the computer to draw all the pictures and render it out, and we take that, and in a different program we would marry it to the background, the compositing, and there we can adjust the shadow opacity and other things like that, and then render out our finished movie, which gets put into your standard video editing application, and that's where the sound effects and that sort of stuff are at.